We're going live, and we're live. You don't need to get the singing at the start. Good morning, stackers. This is your 20-minute roundup of what's happened overnight in the precious metals. My name is Joe Main. You are watching this live right now. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm coming to you from Melbourne in Australia. I've been in the industry for 11 years, doing this live show every single weekday. Grab a tasty beverage in the next 30 seconds. We're going to do what I call the synchronized slurp. That's where you have to slurp your tasty beverage. So we'll be going over some quick gold news. Gold's bounce. We'll look at the prices very quickly. We're also going to talk about the Perth Mint's recent lowering of bullion coin demand. That's a little bit of news. We're also going to answer a viewer question, which is which asset out of a few assets is the one that I would own if I could only own one. So here we go, synchronized slurp in the next 5 seconds. Get your tasty beverages ready. And 3, 2. Post a comment below. Can you, I got a thumbs up, thank you, I got the like, definitely the big sharing. So if you can share this around, whether that's on Reddit or one of the Facebook groups, anything like that, because we're building the show. We've now got, look at this, as of today, I only started this show on Monday, started brand new YouTube channel, brand new show, and already up to 35 subscribers. So join the winning team, join the family, join the GMS family. So we're going to get straight into it right here. We'll share the screen and we'll look at the price of gold first, and then we'll do the other stuff. So once again, post a comment below to let me know you're here. This is also a very interactive show. So we talk about, there we go. I don't want to share that screen. Why do I want to share that? There we go. That's the what I want right there. GMS exclamation point says Wolfweb GMS. Good morning to you, sir. I'll put you right there so you can see it. Right there, GMS. That means good morning, stackers. That's the new thing. So let's take a look at, it's the new and latest thing. And you're on YouTube too. Good to see you. So very quickly as well, I'm doing this on YouTube and Facebook. I will be moving my Facebook viewers straight over to YouTube. So I won't be doing Facebook all the time. So you really have to subscribe on YouTube, and you've got to watch the daily show, preferably on YouTube, because I will be removing Facebook very, very soon. So let's take a look at gold. So I did mention yesterday that you had this little level right here, and let me show you, get that, and you can see that. Fantastic. So this little level right here on the daily time frame, we were hovering around about here. We hadn't printed this level right here, but I put in this little level, and this is pretty easy to see. Look, it's based on this red candle right here, red week right there. That was at 2,000, that was very specific, 2,305 US dollars. And I thought that would, if we came down, that would be a level of support. And I love it when I'm right on the money. I'm not always right. No one's ever right. But gee, I love it when I'm right. I love it when I'm right. Just it was exact on the money right there. Look, I didn't even move this thing. It's pretty obvious. If you've been doing technical analysis for a long, long time, and particularly if you've been doing technical analysis for things like, dare I say it, crypto, crypto moves really fast. And so you get to learn, like gold and silver and precious metals, they move so slow comparatively that you can almost you can really see it happening in slow-mo. So that was a very obvious point there, 2035. So we did see that as a bounce right there. So good to see. We preferably need to hold that on the daily time frame, definitely on the weekly or the monthly, but good to see so far. Down here on the relative strength index, if you can see that, you should be able to. Looks like we're potentially ticking up, although we would have to close a couple of days to see this tick up and then head back into the overbought territory. So there's definitely room to move down. So I'm not saying we're out of the woods and we're definitely staying above 2,305. That's just the level that we need to hold. But if I show you on the 4 hourly, we might get a little bit of relief, might be a bit of consolidation above this $2,300, $2,305 level for the next few days, potentially. Because if you look on the relative strength index on the 4-hour time frame, we've already gone into extremely oversold right here, and it looks like we're ticking up on the RSI as well. So you can see that direction moving. So we could potentially, this is all potential, right? Potential for this to head back up into that overbought territory. But that's a good little signal right there back in, that was just a few days ago, that we may have bottomed for a little bit. So you might see a bit of a trading range for a while, but just need to hold that $2,305. I just want to check out what the Aussie dollar is doing, the Aussie gold. And let's see, yes, hovering. See, you can see on the 4-hour time frame, same thing, gone into the oversold territory roughly. Doesn't mean we can't go right back down to extremely oversold, but we're at about 3,577 Australian dollars, and that's because, very quickly, always want to keep an eye on the Aussie to USD ratio. So it's very important. So we did see, and we talked about this at the start of this week on the very first show, I think it was, the fact that, man, we're just in this very interesting territory on the US dollar, Australian dollar rate. We did smack right up against it. Right here. So I was saying that, you know, you would want to keep this level here. You want to maintain, you don't want to break this uptrend line right here. If you break that, then we're heading down, and it's a little bit of relief at the moment. So post a comment below. Where do you think the Australian dollar is going to go over the next few weeks and months? Do you think it's going to continue to weaken? Is this just a little bit of a relief rally, and then we eventually knock on that door and then head back down? That means the Aussie dollar is weakening against the US dollar, and what that would mean is if gold is going up or not even moving, if it's staying the same or going up in USD, that means the Australian dollar rate would go up even higher. Okay, so it's good, in a very small term, it's good for Aussie gold holders that the Australian dollar weakens against the US dollar, but then you've got everything else in life that you get affected by the Aussie dollar weakening. So it maybe just sort of cancels each other out. But if you're holding gold, precious metals, or anything denominated, you know, stocks, crypto, anything denominated in US dollars as the spot price, then you want to see the AUD going down, weakening. But anyway, that is the AUD. Let's take a look at silver. Silver on the daily time frame, opening green so far for the day. We are still in that downward movement in the relative strength index on the daily time frame, but we've held above $27 so far. We're at $27.40 US cents. So I would expect, and let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. Same thing with gold. So you can see here that we have bottomed out on the 4-hour time frame. That doesn't mean we're going straight to $50 on all-time highs. It's just saying on this little medium time frame, the 4-hour, we have seemed to bottom out for a little bit. So what you could potentially see is a range, quite possibly. If I have to, let me just put a quick range in. If I had to put a purple box range, if I had to, I'm going to call it right here. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to call it right there. So I'm going to call a purple box range of between 27 and whatever that is, 27 and 28. There you go, between 27 and 28. So we might potentially range for a little bit between those two prices. Again, this is just on the 4-hour time frame. What I would love to see, obviously, if we want to see it push up to the final hurdle of $31.20, is a move above 28, a resistance point around about that 28.70, 29, and come back and test 28 US dollars as resistance, and then on our way onwards and upwards. Once we break there, we're up to the final hurdle of $31, $31.20. Oh, that's going to be good. So that is silver. I'm not going to talk about lower prices. You can just see we just really need to hold, as I've been mentioning, the $26 to $24.50 level right there. Not 24. Yeah, sorry, not 24.50. I said that last time, didn't I? Yeah, no, 25.40. Sorry, I said 24.50 in a post. I meant 25.40 to $26 levels. We need to hold that for sure, or else pew, right down. But that is silver. So looking positive at the moment. And lastly, let's take a quick look at platinum. Same thing. This is platinum on the 4-hour time frame. You can see, look, generally where one precious metal goes, the other one goes in lockstep. And you can see here, bottomed out on the 4-hour time frame, but we're still within this area here, this symmetrical triangle pattern. There's actually two. I've got it right here. As if you're new to the show, I do a quick bit of analyses, and then we talk about some news, and then we do anything else that we want to do, maybe a bit of show and tell today. I've also got to answer that viewer question. And so we have this long-term downtrend line from 2008. It's not even out of that, and it's not even out of this symmetrical triangle pattern. So we're just ranging in platinum. Not a lot to say, but we are teasing the bottom end here. So again, if we break that, then we're heading down to probably $840 US for platinum, and then we'll talk later on if that happens to happen. If that happens to happen, we'll talk about potential lower prices as well. That has been your price analyses, and we're going to check some quick comments. So Daisy says, good morning, Joe. Would you say we are still in the gold bull run? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, short answer is yes. Yep, we are still in the gold bull run. Just a gold bull run takes time. It takes a lot of time. So yes, I think we are. But as I said previously, we need to hold. We really want to hold above that previous long-term or resistance level of around about 2,080 to 2,100 US dollars. If we don't hold that, then we are not in a gold bull run. So far, yes, we are still in a gold bull run. So thanks for that question, Desi. And any more questions, pop them through. I've got to answer that viewer question. But let's take a quick look at some news. And this is about the Perth Mint demand for bullion coins. This is very interesting. So let me share the screen again. So here, this is an article from Coins Weekly. Right here, gold at record high, demand for bullion coins collapses. This is from an article from yesterday, I think it was, but I missed it yesterday. This, according to the latest data from the Perth Mint in Australia, total sales of gold coins and bars, so we're talking about gold coins, not silver, but gold coins, bars, fell to 16,442 ounces in March. So just March alone. Get this, a decline of 61.51%. 61.51% decline compared to the previous month of February 2024, and a nearly 80% decline from March the year before. Does that mean anything major? No, look, cycles, they just demand and supply, demand for the metals just comes in cycles. So it's nothing to panic. It's not, oh, the gold bull runs over or anything like that. No, it's just, there was a bit of heightened demand in February and March because we were seeing the gold price go up and up and up, and people tend to chase prices. So that's probably why. There's just now just a bit of a plateau. That's all I would say it is. Wouldn't say it's anything to be concerned about, but it is interesting to note that. So the Perth Mint sold fewer ounces than it did in March 2019, and there's also been a sharp decline on a quarterly basis. In the first 3 months of 2024, Perth Mint sold exactly 88,179 ounces compared to nearly 200,000 ounces in the first quarter of 2023. Again, just it's a cycle. Yeah, it's nothing to worry about. A similar pattern can be seen in the Perth Mint's. Oh, okay, here we go. Similar pattern can be seen in the Perth Mint's silver bullion sales. Okay, so gold and silver bullion demand has just lessened. But the key question is, and any economist, and I'm not an economist and I didn't study economics, but over the years I've just listened to a lot of people who either have studied economics or they're just really good at it. And one of the first things an economist would say, the very first thing an economist would say to any piece of data that comes out on anything, they go, compared to what? So that's the question you always ask. Well, number one, when you read any kind of fact, and we won't get all philosophical and all of that, but in 2024, can you believe anything that you read? Can you believe anything that you read? Now, we're talking, particularly with this Perth Mint story, though, we're talking like exact numbers of things. So yes, I have no reason to doubt that that's the actual numbers that came out. So that's, yep. So you just ask that question, can I believe it? Yeah, it makes sense. Perth Mint data sales, they brought out, it's probably public, all that. So yes, you probably can. That's fine. Then the second question is, well, compared to what? So if you heard that, wow, a 65% decline from the previous month, or an 80% decline from that, and 2,000 the year, 200,000 that same month the year before, and all that, so that sounds really low. But then you go, well, compared to what? Compared to the massive run, the extra demand in the last few months because the gold price is going up and people chase prices. So it's maybe just plateauing down to more regular kind of levels. Again, it's just a cycle. So nothing to be concerned about in my humble opinion. That's a huge monthly drop. I guess the price has a lot to do with that. Yeah, well, I mean, good question, Desi. That's, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. So is the price dropping because the demand is going down, or is the demand going down because the price is dropping? You'll never know, but we know the outcome. of both. But personally, in my non-financial advice opinion, within the next 6 months, 6 to 9 months, so by the end of this year, that what I see personally, and I can tell you from, again, insider knowledge, and it doesn't mean that those people are right, but I can tell you from someone who I very much trust. He believes that um, in the next 6 months, roughly roughly end of the next 6 months, 9 months, you're going to see that demand sharply increase again. Um, is that true? I don't know, but that's just someone that I do consider to be a very good source of stuff. So that is that question, and now we're going to get to the viewer question. I'll just show you very quickly, and we've only got a few minutes. This is the very quick 20-minute live show, and I'll just share the screen right here. This came from the Gold and Silver Stackers Australia page. So join that group. If you're a stacker in Australia, join the group. You got to join the group. I also have a very interesting bit of news to tell you at the end of this as well. Although I can't. Yeah, I'll tell you in a second. So this was a post from yesterday, and Alan Guy asked a question. Hey Joe, I have a question. I love you to hear. Tackle blah 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 blah. Suppose it's very hypothetical. So he says, just as a completely ridiculous hypothetical. Suppose for the rest of your life, you can only keep your savings in gold, silver, platinum, or Bitcoin. No shares, bonds, or investment properties, etc. You need not worry about anything like seed phrases, giant vaults, or transaction fees. Or in this hypothetical situation, all that is taken care for you with no counterparty risk. Okay, with no, maybe I didn't, okay. But you can only choose one, and that is your savings vehicle for life. Which one do you choose? Okay, let me try and answer that. I thought I had my answer. I slept on it. I think I dreamt about it too. I had an answer, and now I'm just rereading the question. It says, all of that is taken care of with no counterparty risk. Or I'm going to push back on that question, Alan. That's a hard one because I'll give you that's a hard one because there's always going to be, you can't remove the counterparty risk. You just can't. So I'm going to add in the counterparty risk there, because here's what I would have said. So let me pop this back on the full screen for you. Let me answer your question. Here's what I would have said. I was going to say if the no counterparty risk wasn't there, so it was counterparty risk, I was going to bring it down to either, and you guys know, a lot of you know I've been in crypto for a long time, so I was going to, was coming down to either Bitcoin or one of the precious metals. And for me, and I'm just going to be honest, for me, if there was, how do I put it? I was going to choose gold. So the short answer is I was actually going to choose gold out of all those four, because again, that was the only asset that I could invest in. So I'm only allowed to choose one. Plus, I was using the counterparty risk factor in there. So it's actually going to be between Bitcoin and gold, because I can see Bitcoin mathematically doing its thing over the next years and years and years, 21 million Bitcoin only, all that sort of stuff. But the counterparty risk for me with Bitcoin is it hasn't had as much time to be proven. Plus, there's the counterparty risk of who created it, and can there potentially be, can it be manipulated? I don't think so, as far as I'm aware. All the Bitcoin scholars and all that say, no, you can't hack it, you can't brute force it. SHA-256, all that stuff, it's unbrute forceable. Even with quantum computing, because all that sort of stuff, I don't know. So, but also the one question of who created it as well. Some people think that Bitcoin could have been created by, a bunch of anonymous, well-meaning people, or it could have been created by, some kind of intelligence agency, or it could have been co-opted by an intelligence agency. So because there's so many questions unanswered to it, that's why if I could only choose one, then I would choose gold. Because gold has been money for for thousands of years. People know it and trust it more. It's just have that bigger level of trust. Pop a comment below and tell me what you think. Do you agree with that? And which one out of those four, gold, silver, platinum, or Bitcoin, would you hold if you could only hold one, but you do have that counterparty risk? Now, So I would have held gold, and I've got a quick bit of gold to show you. Now, if it's no counterparty risk whatsoever, it's hard to factor that in. But I would potentially be leaning towards Bitcoin on that if I could only choose one asset, and I'm looking to maximize my wealth over, for the rest of my life. Again, mathematically, the Bitcoin halving every 4 years, so the supply is automatically, mathematically going down. Versus gold, the supply could increase potentially. But that's with the the hypothetical of no counterparty risk, but that doesn't exist in life. So I'm going to say the never going to happen, no counterparty risk answer would be Bitcoin. The real life, everything has counterparty risk potentially. Everything has counterparty risk, even gold, but I would choose gold. So that's your answer. So the short answer is gold. Pop a comment below, and I'm going to show you a bit of gold before we go, and then we're going to go, because I think we're running over 20. We're over 20 minutes. But because my answer is gold, I'm going to show you the one piece of gold that I own. Yep, the one piece of gold that I'm pretty much all silver. I also have a gold ring, but I'm not wearing it this morning. Had a fight with misses. No, just kidding. I'm going to show you this one piece of gold. I've had this for a while. This was a buyback when I was working at Goldstackers in... No, I bought this off the silverstackers.com forum, I think. Or gold, maybe it was a buy. I think it might have... No, it was a buyback. It was a buyback when I was working at Goldstackers between 2013 and 2016, right there. So this is... And I just love it. A beautiful 1/10 ounce gold maple, and it was a special carded edition, the Eagles second edition pure gold, blah blah blah, reeded something, brilliant effigy, maple leaf, edge flats, and this eagle. So it has down here, right there, it has this eagle privy on there. So can I show you? They'll go that way. Let's see how close we can get. And right there, yeah, can you see that? Oh, this webcam is bloody awesome. Can you see that little thing just at the bottom left hand side of the maple leaf? You can see that little privy mark, and that's a few eagles right there. So a Canadian 1/10 ounce gold coin. Oh, I'm going to get my you know what I'm going to do as well? I'm going to get my thumbnail shot. There we go. There you go. There's your thumbnail as well, probably right there. Got it. So that is my one piece of gold that I own, and I also do have a gold ring, a 22 karat gold ring as well. I'll show that. I'll wear that on another show. That has been your show for today. So here's the bit of news. I am coming from location. I'm going to be on location for Monday's show. I don't know what time that's going to happen. I'm going to be traveling in the morning. I will get the show done. It might be a little bit later in the day, potentially, because I'm traveling very early in the morning, and then I don't arrive at the place until after sort of mid-morning. But I will get the show done. Maybe it might not even happen until 11 a.m. or something like that. But it will be a morning show. It won't be an afternoon show, technically. I'll get it in before midday. Let's see. Desi says, what? You have been in the bullion industry for over 10 years and only have one coin? Come on. No. I only have one gold coin. Yeah, that's right, because I've been an all silver guy that entire time, and I'm still an all silver guy. So it doesn't mean I just have one bullion coin. No, I have bullion coins, I have bullion bars, I have all that sort of stuff, but they're in silver and a bit of platinum as well. And that's just the one bit of gold that I own. Having said, and then answering the question, I would own gold, but that's in that hypothetical scenario where you could only own one. But I own all silver, pretty much all silver at the moment, and some platinum too. So lastly, we're going to do one more synchronized slurp, and then we're going to say goodbye. So thank you so much for watching. I really need you to like, share, and subscribe. I'm going to end this at the 25-minute mark. Here we go. In 3, grab your tasty beverage. In 3, 2, gotta slurp it. Yes, that is me on the front of the mug. I'll tell that story another day. So that has been Good Morning Stackers for 26th of April 2024. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let's join this community. Now we're up to 35 subscribers. We're going to be at 10 million subscribers by the end of the week. Coming to you from location on Monday. There's something brewing. It's brewing really quickly, and I'll tell you more about it as soon as I can, once things are just locked in. Something's brewing. It's really exciting here at Good Morning and Stackers. That is it. Take care, stay safe, and we'll speak to you later.